listeners. This is episode 276. I'm Janine, and you tuned in to my little podcast that is quite amazing. And today, I want to share something with you that will have a huge impact on your day. It will change how you approach your day, how you feel throughout the day, and how you handle unexpected challenges that you are confronted with during your day. I don't know when I first learned about the morning ritual, but it made immediate sense to me. Until then, I had been rolling out of bed and falling haphazardly into every day, often late, so there was already a hastiness to everything I did. Along with that came frustration about being late and discouragement that I couldn't get my act together. The day started running me first thing already. And I felt it throughout. My mood was bad, my stress levels high, and my motivation low. And the first people I confronted after I cut off everyone in traffic were my coworkers, who probably felt it too. Every morning, the day hit me head on, like a collision. I stumbled into it, collecting my senses as I went, and depending on how the day went, my disposition followed along. I wasn't in charge. The outside world decided how my day went. Bad traffic, bad day. Too many emails, bad morning. Late night, rough start. And these verdicts over my days that I passed resulted in so many unfavorable choices. Way more coffee than I can handle, and I can't handle much. Too much of the wrong kind of food. Basically, anything that was laying around somewhere and was easy. Words that should have remained unspoken, and a lot of wasted time and energy on the wrong endeavors. This changed dramatically when I decided to try out a morning ritual. Now you may wonder, is this some kind of religious or secret practice? It's not, but it's a bit more sacred and thoughtful than a routine. Routines are often performed quickly and on autopilot. The purpose of a routine is to avoid too much contemplation and just get it done. A ritual, on the other hand, can't be performed casually like that. It's a deliberate practice that requires focus and time. The idea is not to get something done and over with, but to get the most out of it. People use these rituals to overcome difficult times or to reduce stress prior to an important event. Something as simple as taking a deep breath before beginning your morning run could be enough. We often read about the rituals of athletes and artists, small ceremonies performed before their big event, to get them ready, to reduce anxiety and calm the nerves, to center themselves and get into gear. Sometimes there is a perception that a certain ritual brings luck. Maybe it has even been passed down from previous generations. Every morning, before he started to compose music, Beethoven would prepare his own coffee by counting out exactly 60 beans per cup. Habits and rituals are used by many people deliberately to activate their senses, elevate their moods, and clear their minds. And rituals come in many shapes and forms. Sometimes they are performed in communal or religious settings, other times in solitude. Sometimes they include fixed, repeated sequences of actions, and at other times not. People engage in rituals with the intention of achieving a wide set of desired outcomes, from reducing their anxiety to boosting their confidence, alleviating their grief to performing well in a competition. Every day, something new awaits us. We may not face a performance in front of thousands every day or compete for a gold medal, and instead just deal with another dull office Monday. But we always have the option to make it the best Monday we can. I believe that every day is filled with opportunities to learn something new, to help someone out, and to be just a bit better than the day before. But I think we miss most of these opportunities. We don't see them because we are too caught up in the grind, in making it through the day, sweating the small stuff, and being reactive to life. I love this quote by French novelist Gustave Flaubert. Be regular and orderly in your life, so that you may be violent and original in your work. My morning routine does exactly this for me. It prepares me for the day ahead. It allows me to think and center myself before the storms of everyday life hit. It gives me control over the day. Like an athlete preparing for the fight, I prepare for the day. Thomas Mann said, "Order and simplification are the first steps toward the mastery of a subject." Morning rituals bring order into a day that may potentially cause chaos. They simplify an otherwise complicated and overwhelming day because they preempt everything that is going to happen with perspective and consideration. Your morning ritual is the one certain thing you have every day. The rest of the day is really unpredictable. When the day gets out of hand, you can always come back to the feeling of the morning. So instead of a morning routine that is rather rushed and geared towards getting you out of the house as quickly as possible, may I suggest a morning ritual? Something that gives you some time to ease into the day and decide how you want the day to go before the day decides it for you. If there's one thing I believe has the greatest impact on my day, it's a solid morning ritual. Something that I do with consistency every morning. Now you may wonder, what should my morning ritual look like? How long should it be? And to that I say, it's really up to you. I'll give you a few guidelines, but they're very general. A ritual is something that has to have meaning for you. It cannot be prescribed. Even if you decide to adopt someone else's ritual, you may still find yourself tweaking it to your needs. As you listen to my recommendation, see what resonates with you. The last thing you want to do is force yourself to do something that you don't look forward to doing. Then you're even less likely to do it. But I also encourage you to at least give it a try. A morning ritual will require extra time, so it's not the easiest thing for people to get done. I struggle with it, especially when I fall out of it for a few days. But having tried it, I know how good it feels, and I actually miss it. So give at least part of it a try, even if it's just 5 minutes. A perfect morning for me consists of 3 key elements that, combined, bring me calm and joy whenever and wherever I do them. After I finish this routine, I feel I already won the day without it having yet started. And they are stillness, movement, and learning. Stillness centers me. It helps me focus more than it relaxes me. It brings me back to me, to who I am. Not thinking about anything and just being present in the moment is so soothing for my inner well-being. I often have the most creative ideas when I'm still. I like meditation, but sometimes I cannot ease into meditation. I'm too distracted. And then I just choose stillness. I sit quiet for a few minutes, and whatever comes to mind comes. I simply enjoy the peace. Movement brings my body to life. Often it's yoga, a few simple poses, sometimes a morning jog, or when I feel really motivated, I go swimming. These are my favorite morning movements. Find yours. My grandmother would walk outside barefoot in her garden every morning. She liked the feel of the wet grass under her feet. It made her feel alive. Movement brings a body that is stiff from a night of resting back to life. It's my coffee. It wakes me up. I don't need coffee after a few exercises. Movement gives me that little kick of energy to jump into my day with a spring in my step. I feel alive. And lastly, after mind and body have woken up, it's time for my brain to also come to life. Learning sharpens my brain. I try to read something inspirational or informative. I often pull out the Stoics as they give me food for thought to take into my day. Sometimes I journal, often because something came to my mind during my stillness that I want to capture. Learning, writing, reading, Any activity that sets the tone for my brain in a positive and calm way, before it gets bombarded with work emails, calendar appointments, and Google Maps highlighting the accidents on my route to work. All of these things that we normally start our day with cause stress. Make a conscious choice to feed your brain with something motivating, no matter how brief it is. It will help ease tension later. Sometimes I may go over my agenda for the day. I usually write down things I want to get done the night before and may go over them in the morning again. It helps me be prepared. If I can make time for all three elements, then I have my perfect morning. I usually need an hour, but it doesn't have to take that long. It's up to you and what you can make work. I like to have the extra hour so I don't have to rush, but I don't always have it. The idea is not to make it a routine, but a ritual, something to look forward to and not to sweat over it. I know it will be hard, but know that you will be amongst the few in this world that do this. And as we can see from history, many of those have made quite a name for themselves. And maybe that inspires you. Much love.